This is Shishi, the sixth reading of our weekly Torah portion of Shemini. And the sixth reading of our weekly Torah portion of Shemini is found in Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1 through 11:32. Compared to the previous couple of Aliyahs, this is actually relatively long. 32 verses, starting with verse 1. Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe ve'el Aharon lemor alehem. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron to say to them, Dabru el bnei Yisrael lemor zot achaya asher tochlu mikol habehema asher al haaretz. Speak to the children of Israel, saying, these are the creatures that you may eat among all the animals of the earth. Kol mafreset parasa v'shosat shesa parasot ma'alat gera b'behema ota tochelu. Any animal that has a cloven hoof that is completely split into double hooves and which brings up its cud, that one you may eat. Ach, et ze lo tochlu mima'ale hagera umimafrise haparsa et hagamal kimala gera hu uparsa enenu mafris tameh hu lachem. But these you shall not eat among those that bring up the cud and those that have a cloven hoof. The camel, because it brings up its cud, but it does not have a completely cloven hoof. It is unclean for you. Et hashafan kimala gerahu parsa lo yafris tameh hu lachem. And the hyrax, because it brings up its cud, but will not have a completely cloven hoof, it is unclean for you. Vet ha'arnevet kima'alat gerahi uparsa lo yifrisa tameh hi lachem. And the hare, because it brings up its cud, but does not have a completely cloven hoof, it is unclean for you. Ve'et hachazir, ki mafris parsa hu, v'shosa shesa parsa, ve'hu gera lo yigar tameh lachem. And the pig, because it has a cloven hoof that is completely split, but will not regurgitate its cud, it is unclean for you. Mi b'saram lo tochelu, u'menivlatam lo tiga'u, tme'im hem lachem. You shall not eat of their flesh, and you shall not touch their carcasses, they are unclean for you. Ach ze tochlu, mikol asher b'mayim, kol asher lo snapir v'kaskeset, b'mayim b'yamim, u'v'nechalim otam tochelu. Among all creatures that are in the water, you may eat these. Any of the creatures in the water that has fins and scales, those you may eat, whether it lives in the waters, in the seas, or in the rivers. וכל אשר אין לו סנפיר וקסקסת בימים ונחלים מכל שרץ המים ומכל נפש החיה אשר במים שקץ הם לכם. But any creatures that do not have fins and scales, whether in the seas or in the rivers, among all the creeping creatures in the water, and among all living creatures that live in the water, are an abomination for you. Sheket siyu lachem, bibsaram lo tochelu, ve'et nivlatam tishaketsu. And they shall be an abomination for you. You shall not eat of their flesh, and their dead bodies you shall hold in abomination. Any creature that does not have fins and scales in the water is an abomination for you. ואת אלה תשקצו מן העוף לא יאכלו שקץ הם ואת הנשר ואת הפרס ואת האזנייה. And among birds you shall hold these in abomination. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, or the griffin vulture, the kite, the osprey. Ve'et ha'da'a, ve'et ha'aya lemina, the kestrel and the vulture after its species. Et kol orev lemino, and the raven after its species. Ve'et bat ha'anyana, hayana, ve'et ha'tachmas, ve'et ha'shachaf, ve'et ha'netz lemineu, and the ostrich, the jay, and the sparrow hawk, and the goshawk after its species. Ve'et ha'kos, ve'et ha'shalach, ve'et ha'yanshuf, the owl, the gull, the little owl. Ve'et ha'tinshemet, ve'et ha'ka'at, ve'et harachim, the bat, the starling, and the magpie. Ve'et ha'chasida ha'anafa lemina, ve'et ha'duchifat, ve'et ha'atalef, the stork, the heron after its species, the hoopoe, and the atalef. It's possible that it's a bat. Okay, kol sheretz ha'of, ha'olech al arba sheket hu lachem. Any flying insect that walks on four is an abomination for you. Ach et zeh tochlu mikol sheretz ha'of ha'olech al arba asher lo chira'ayim yu'al leraglav lenater bahen al haaretz. However, among all the flying insects that walk on four legs, you may eat from those that have jointed leg-like extensions above its regular legs with which they hop on the ground. Et ele mehem tochelu, et ha'arbe lemino, vet ha'salam lemineu, vet ha'chargol lemineu, vet ha'chagav lemineu. From this locust category you may eat the following: the red locust after its species, the yellow locust after its species, the spotted gray locust after its species, and the white locust after its species. V'chol sheretz ha'of asher lo arba raglaim sheket hu lachem. But any other flying insect that has four legs is an abomination for you. Ule'ele titamahu kol hanogea benivlatam yitma ad ha'arev. And through these you will become unclean. Anyone who touches their dead bodies will be unclean until evening. And anyone who carries their carcass shall immerse his garments, and he shall be unclean until evening. לכל הבהמה אשר היא מפרסת פרסה ושסה איננו שוסעת וגירה איננו מעלה קרעים הם לכם כל הנוגע בהם יטמא. Any animal that has a cloven hoof that is not completely split and which does not bring up its cud is unclean for you. Anyone who touches them shall become unclean. וכל הולך על כפיו, וכל חיה הולכת על ארבע טמאים הם לכם, כל הנוגע בנברתם יטמא עד הערב. And among all the animals that walk on four legs, any animal that walks on its paws is unclean for you. Anyone who touches their carcass will be unclean until evening. And one who carries their carcass shall immerse his garments, and he will be unclean until evening. They are unclean for you. השורץ על הארץ, החולד והעכבר והצב למיניהו. And this is unclean for you among creeping creatures that creep on the ground, the weasel, the mouse, and the toad after its species. והענקה והכוח והטאה והחומת והתנשמת. The hedgehog, the chameleon, the lizard, the snail, and the mole. אלה הטמאים לכם בכל שרף הנוגע בהם, במותם יטמע עד הערב. וכל אשר ייפול עליו מהם במותם יטמע. Okay, I'll just read the previous verse once again. These are the ones that are unclean for you among the creeping creatures. Anyone who touches them when they are dead will be unclean until evening. And now verse 32. V'chol asher yipol alav mehem b'motam yitma mikol kli etz o beged o or o sak v'chol kli asher yaseh melacha b'hem b'mayim yuva v'tameh ad ha'erev v'taher. And if any of these dead creatures falls upon anything, it will become unclean, whether it is any wooden vessel, garment, hide, or sack, any vessel with which work is done. It shall be immersed in water, but will remain unclean until evening, and it will become clean.